Why can I never get my way? Kamaru Usman just came out with an interview. Now, I've been holding on to hope that it's going to be Kamaru Usman versus Islam Makhachev, and I'm holding on to hope for a number of reasons. A lot of them have to do with lineage and history. Like in 10 years, if we look back at the welterweight division, and we're arguing who the great welterweights are, right? You got St. Pierre as number one, but Islam's making his way through it. Kamaru Usman's the only person that's ever been argued opposite George St. Pierre, where you don't look like a fool and lose credibility. So we've got Kamaru Usman and Islam competing at the same time. I think that we got to get them together. And before you say, well, we can eventually, Chael, I hear that, but is that really true? Kamaru Usman has come out and said that he spoke to the UFC, that he was hoping he was going to fight Islam. He thought that was the direction they're going to go, and that he's told they're going in a different direction. Okay, great, but what would get Kamaru back to that spot then? If Islam goes on and Islam beats a guy, and then he beats another guy, and he beats another guy, Kamaru Usman just keeps on getting older. Like, is it a perception issue? Is the perception issue that Usman's time is done? I'm not against that perception. The problem is that he went out there and fought Joaquin Buckley, and we know that he's not done. So if Kamaru Usman can't get the fight now, there's really nothing reasonable to make me think that he's ever going to get the fight. Let's go ahead and take a look at the division, right? And I'm not done with this Kamaru thing. I want Kamaru to get the fight. Hey, guys, deep breath here. I think this is your guy, but if you look at the rankings, it would leave you, if you're looking for parity, with Garry and Michael Morales. Now, for obvious reasons, right, such as the press conference and fun and what's best for business, we understand where that's going to be for Garry. We also can look at the rankings and kind of realize Garry's probably not going anywhere. Garry physically, I don't believe, is ready for Islam Makhachev. You would be doing a title fight because you needed an opponent. All right. The problem with Morales, I'm not sure you guys could pick him out of a lineup. I'm not convinced if Michael Morales came to your house right now, slapped you in the face, and walked out the door that you could tell your wife who just came in and hit you. And that's not a knock on Morales. He's a killer. Like, I could read his resume to you and you'd really be impressed. I could tell you that he's beat 19 guys. I could tell you all the guys that he's knocked out. I could tell you that he's knocked out former world champions. I could explain to you world champions who he's knocked out in the very first round. Like, Morales is really good. He appears to be a kickboxer, but he's actually got a wrestling background. Like, Morales is a compelling figure, but the fact that I have to come out and tell you the story is a little bit of a problem. The fact that you didn't know that story, the fact that you didn't know that he's beaten world champions and he stopped him in the first round, the fact that I just think that it's a little bit of a problem. Now, the same token goes, and I think we could solve this entire problem if we could just solve a rumor. Is this rumor fact or is it fiction? When Michael Morales came out of the cage at Madison Square Garden after his last fight, did Dana White walk up to him and tell him, "You're next for the title"? That is a rumor. I was there. I saw that interaction. I'm not a master of reading lips, but that is not what I thought was said. But if it was, we don't have anything to discuss. And if Kamaru Usman has been told it's not going to be you, I am very confident in telling you guys that it does come down to two. It comes down to Garry and Michael Morales. And don't forget, all of this is in the scope and the vein of Rakhmonov being out. When Rakhmonov steps in, all of a sudden it is going to change this entire picture, or at least it would seem. I'm not against the Morales idea. I'm well aware that Garry is going to be fighting for titles. I just think that it would be a little bit of a miss. What are we going to do with Kamaru Usman in the meantime? If we don't love the idea of Kamaru fighting for a title now, who are you going to put him against? Let's say Garry gets the nod for a title. Are you going to put Kamaru against Michael Morales? Because that's a really good way to burn Morales. And if Kamaru does get through Morales, can he fight for a title then? Or are we still going to look like him like he's old product? I'm all for the Kamaru Usman should have retired. I'm all for Kamaru is yesterday's news. Before he got in there and won 5 straight rounds against Buckley and didn't even get tired doing it. I don't know how you're going to look at me and convince me that Kamaru Usman is anything short of a #1 contender. But if that is in fact what you're going to do, then you're going to have to convince me between Garry and Michael Morales that they are more worthy, more deserving, are more likely to beat Islam. I don't think that's an argument that you're prepared to have.